Hi, for those who may not know already, I'm Aiden Torres. I'm here to talk to you about tornadoes, how they form, how to stay safe during a tornado, and some other things that I'll throw in. Now, some of you may already know what a tornado is, but I'll sum it up quickly anyways. Tornadoes, in definition, are a violently rotating column of air that touches the ground, usually attached to the base of a thunderstorm. So basically, these are not things that you should be messing around with, unless you're a trained professional and understand the risks involved with storm chasing. People die from these kinds of storms because they're so destructive, so please be careful. Moving along, here's some tips on how to stay safe during a tornado. In the case of a tornado, do not stand outside. When you can, find the lowest spot in your house that has no windows. For many, this could be your basement, but for some, this could also be like a bathroom or a closet in the middle of the house. Some houses even have tornado shelters built into them, in which case, those are very protective and should be used. Be sure to have an emergency plan and have things such as food and water, and a battery powered radio. Although, if we're going to be honest, using a cell phone works as well. Have things to protect yourself in case your house is struck by a tornado. Be sure to stay calm and only leave the shelter when you know that it's safe to do so. If you find yourself away from your home, find a shelter. It's always a good idea to check the weather before you go somewhere, but of course, weather can be extremely unpredictable. With safety now taken care of, we can now discuss more about tornadoes and how they form. During a severe thunderstorm, when both warm and humid air and cold and drier air meet, the cold air pushes over the warm air, and that warm air rises, creating an updraft. Now, if it's super windy outside, the wind rotates the updraft and forms a column, and once the column reaches the ground, a tornado is formed. Tornadoes are rated on what's called the Fujita scale, from EF0 being the weakest and smallest to EF5 being the strongest and biggest and most deadly. Tornadoes also vary on how long they last and where they go. Some can be as short as a few seconds and not travel anywhere, while others can last for longer than 3 hours and travel for miles, although they usually don't go past 6 miles. And they usually leave behind a path of destruction. The recorded worst tornado outbreak was known as the Tri State Tornado, which affected southern Illinois, Indiana, and Missouri. The storm grew to 72 miles an hour, traveled a distance of 216 miles, and grew to an EF5 Fujita scale rating. It's pretty fascinating if you ask me. Now, during the process of making this video, on December 13th, a series of storms formed tornadoes in the Midwest, killing some and collapsing an Amazon warehouse. Here are some photos from that event. My heart goes out to all of those who were affected by the storm, and it really just goes to show how dangerous and unpredictable tornadoes can really be. To end this project on a higher note, I want to say thank you to Miss Salmon who let me do this as a final project. It's definitely been a great first semester of doing all sorts of fun things, and I definitely cannot wait for second semester. All of my sources are linked in the description, and thank you all for watching.